Hi, this is Doug with Fixed Income Mafia, and this is going to be our first video with audio, and we'll see how it turns out. We're here at Shelby Forest State Park in West Tennessee, and I'm on my 24 RT Limited, and what we're going to talk about is a 7,500 mile review and my thoughts on this machine. I purchased it at the end of January of 2024, and today is August the 11th, and I'm right at 7,500 miles. Why 7,500? Because most people do 10,000, and then that's probably what I would have done, but got a ride scheduled beginning of September where we're going to go out west from West Tennessee and probably do about 5,000-6,000 miles. So that'll put us way over that figure. Before I had this, I actually bought a 23 F3T in August of 23. Fine machine, but I think I settled and wasn't super happy with it. Not that it wasn't a good machine, it just didn't have everything I wanted on it. So I bit the bullet, traded it in on this 24 RT Limited. What have I've done a few things to this to make it my own and to, I don't want to say correct deficiencies, but to enhance functionality. For functionality purposes, I did do the sway bar, upgraded the sway bar. I purchased it from Spiders Extra in Jonesboro. They're fairly local. I can run out there if they have something I need right now in a little bit less than an hour. And they're good people. I had a little bit of issues with fit and finish with this that I wasn't happy about, but they were corrected. Deficiencies? I really can't think of any. I have really not had any what you would call issues with this. My one gripe is when I got back from my ride to Virginia Beach and back, I had approximately 7,200 miles on it. I checked the tire wear, and at 7,200 miles, I was 2.5, 30 seconds in the middle already. So yeah, tire wore out, which, you know, that is a common gripe. And I did what I could to try to stave that off. I ran tire pressure in the back at 26 PSI. And I do have the Phobos where I monitor the pressure. But it still wore out. I'm thinking it's because I do mostly highway miles and do long distances, you know, at a time. So I don't know. But tomorrow I'm taking it in to my local Can-Am dealer, FRS, great people. And I'm gonna have another Kenda put on, but it's gonna be the K9, which I ordered in through Le Monster, and it arrived this weekend. Like I said, everybody complains about the transmission, the clunkiness of it. Apparently they've never ridden a Honda VTX. Whenever you put that thing in gear, it would slam into gear every time. and everybody just called that the VTX clunk. You know, it's expected. And everybody says, well, that's just a sign, that just shows how hefty the transmission is. And true or not, I never had an issue with that transmission either. And I don't expect to have one with this. The ride, cannot complain. Very smooth, responsive. Twitchiness, yeah, I did experience that, but it was self-induced, and I learned from Coach Bob 3 on how to actually handle this machine, and he's spot on, and I appreciate it. If you don't follow him, follow him. Great channel. The seat, some people are still complaining about the RT Limited seat. I think it's very comfortable. Like I said, I do a lot of highway miles. On my trip back from Virginia Beach, I did the whole ride in one shot, approximately 920 miles. No issues with the seat, no sore butt, no swamp butt. It was high 90s on the way back. Had no issues. The handling, like I said, is superb. It was pretty good without this, you know, with the factory sway bar. But do yourself a favor and upgrade the sway bar. You know, everybody goes, oh, I have no issues with, you know, the stock sway bar. Why invest in that? And I actually kind of had the same thought on the F3, which I never replaced. But after just a few hundred miles on the RT, I went ahead and replaced it. It just like on the F3, I did notice, where I noticed the not really a problem, but the deficiency was at highway speed. If you take a sweeping curve, it tended to float into the corners. And that's a feeling you really don't like. So, replaced it, no more float. And, you know, I'm not going to say I'm going to be able to keep up with any sport bike in the twisties, but I bet you I can still stay with a Harley or a big touring bike. This thing will now just, you can slam it into the corners and it sticks. But my overall impression of this at 7,500 miles, every mile I put on it, I like it better. And that's the same comment I hear from a lot of Spider RT owners. Every time they ride it, they know their decision was correct in moving to this machine. I've ridden over 40 years, mostly Honda products, but I've had most of the big four and BMWs. BMWs are great machines. I've test rode and rode on Harleys. They are, as far as fit and finish, can't beat them. But they just weren't for me. My last two-wheeler, I had a Goldwing S6B, couch on two wheels. Fantastic machine, but I just didn't feel comfortable on it anymore. Not comfort-wise, but ability-wise. I thought it was just getting a little bit too heavy. So that's why I made the switch. So, once again, love the machine. 7,500 mile review. Thumbs up. Well, we're at the end of our ride. We're over here at the lake. I'm gonna pull in here, take a little sip of water, and head back to the house. In the upcoming weeks, I'm gonna do a review of all my modifications, and I'm gonna do a installation video on a Inoff K7 dash cam kit. Put that on there because on my ride back from Virginia, I about got pulled into twice on the interstate, and I'm going to see if I can use it as a backup camera. All right, this is Doug signing off. Thanks.